Hello there, everybody. Welcome to the Verdant NLC Division 2 Aftershow. It's week 4, I think. My name is Middlecott. I'm joined by the eternal darkness that is Duckling because his camera doesn't want to work for some reason.
I don't know what's going on, man.
How are you doing?
This is weird. I'm doing very good. I am enjoying watching both NLC Division 1 but also NLC Division 2. I think we're starting to see our top teams pan out the way I expected them to. And I think all of the top teams are very, very exciting to watch, with each having their own distinctive strength and storylines. So I think actually, like, our top of the league is super exciting. And then we also have teams, coming up. Domino picked up a win today again, which was very nice to see. Chris Showden starting to play.
Oh, Duckling. You're talking a little bit too much about League of Legends.
Oh yeah, sure,
right
of course. No,
we're getting a little bit off track. Okay?
I'm just having to follow you about. I can't even talk about the league I love. Okay, I see. Sure, let's go.
Do you know what? Hold on. There was something I kind of wanted to do before we get into the proper big discussion. And I just want to say congratulations to you, man.
Thank you.
Those of you that don't know, Duckling was on a little broadcast called the NLC Div 2 last week. Was it last week? Last Thursday?
Yeah, it's actually a week ago. Exactly a week ago
with Rude Dude, and he killed it. Honestly, absolutely killed it. Unfortunately, we can't see him. I'm sure he's smiling.
Yeah, I was so good I killed my camera.
Remove the webcam. But yeah, so I kind of want to ask about how that whole experience was for you.
It was absolutely incredible. I was sitting in school studying Chinese. Chinese is, first of all, a stupidly hard language, and I was struggling, and I was very unmotivated.
Yeah.
There was wind blowing in my face as I was biking to school. There was road work on my bicycle path. So I was super pissed, and everything went wrong that morning. So I was so sad, and I was so mad, and I was, super pissed. But then I got a Discord message, right, from the guys at NLC, and they were like, "Hey, you want to come on in a week's time?" And my day just instantly improved by 100%.
That sounds good.
Like maybe 500% actually, and it was a joyous experience.
I'm interested that there being roadworks on your cycle path to school.
Exactly, right, and it's been going on for 3 weeks.
No, but like, what's going on there? Like, how does that affect your cycling? Is it on the actual cycle path? I know, right? So
yeah, it is the full cycle path, and it's like a very narrow one, right? Okay. So I can't just bike in a little path between. I have to go all the way around Jysk. I don't know if you have Jysk. It is a it's a you buy your beds and furniture. Not IKEA, but you can buy your bed sheets, your bed, and or some things for your outdoor. We have them. It's in many countries in Europe. It is in many countries in Europe. I know about it because I've been studying it in my economics classes. Anyway, though, I have to go around that, and sometimes they get new furniture, and that fills up the path I am then supposed to take. So I have to go to the third path, which is blocked off by what are the shopping carts filled with McDonald bags, because Danish teenagers are fucking gross, and they just throw their garbage around, and I have to go off road as well. So like when I come into school, I'm like muddy all the way up in my pants, and it is absolutely disturbing. And I get pissed every morning. I can't wear my nice shoes because they get muddy as well, and everything goes wrong every time I go to school. And I am sorry for swearing. I don't know if I can do that on the show. I didn't ask for permission beforehand. I am terribly sorry. Whoever from Verdant might be watching this.
I just went. When you told me that it ruins your trip to school, or like it ruins your sort of like your journey,
I
was like, this causes you a slight inconvenience. But this genuinely sounds like.
Yeah, I can draw it to you on Paint, but I don't think I can do it.
You could draw it for me on Paint.
I could draw it for you on Paint, like genuinely.
Okay, we'll get that set up.
Okay, I'm opening Paint as we speak.
You know what? We found our content. My idea for it was dumb anyway. I want you to start drawing.
I have my Paint right here. Okay, can you see this?
We'll get a screen share going. Hold on. Hold
this is the road. Yeah, I'm just drawing, the start product.
You're drawing it on Discord. Oh, sheesh. Hold on.
Oh, I don't know how. Why would I do it instead though? Like, how would I do it then?
Hold on. What would he? Oh, hold on. I need to do some production chisel. Okay. So
sure. I'm just setting up the Paint as we speak.
That makes sense. Screen that. I am right. No. You're already drawing. No.
No, I'm just getting ready.
You're getting ready. You're doing like the pre-production on this like walk to school that you do.
Yeah, on my walk to school.
Okay.
So there we go. So where do I put my bike? My bike will be the pink. No, that is not now. There we go. Make this pink.
I can't
so
believe
this is where
what we're doing. Right, hold on.
So this is where
I need to make it so the whole stream can see.
Of course. Get that ready. They can't see my camera, but they can see my Microsoft Paint. Okay, are we ready?
1 second. Yeah, I think we are. Right.
Okay, so this is where I bike, right? This is the biking lane. This stuff right here, right? But the problem is, I have to go between this narrow slight turn. It is not a big issue normally. I just, turn my bike and I park right here.
Okay.
But the thing is that, doing some work for 3 weeks now. So this whole area that I will be marking out now is under construction. This whole area.
Okay.
And this is a Bauhaus where you also get things for your garden. And this is a Jysk where you get beds and things for your garden.
We've got a Bauhaus and a Jysk.
And a Jysk. Yeah, exactly, right?
Okay.
So what I have to do is, I'm just drawing me right now. This is me. I have to bike this way, off-road. This is the parking lot, by the way. Cars are going here and people look at me angrily every morning.
Okay.
Then back here, where they get their inventory, I normally just bike through here and then I bike off-road all the way over here.
Okay.
It's a big, annoyance because this is muddy because it rains a lot in Denmark. But anyway, though, regardless,
okay, that's fair enough.
I make it to school.
Yep.
But then 2 times a week, I think it is Tuesday and Friday, they get new inventory. So this whole section is blocked off.
Oh, no.
Then I squeeze myself through this tight little piece between 2 bricks. I can squeeze myself and my bike through very tightly.
Hold on 1 second. I'm not sure that chat can quite see this right now. So, I need to do some.
I'll improve my drawing in the meantime.
No, we're just missing that like bit on the side. So yeah, hold on. Yeah,
you can't see
we've
that.
We've got it now. Don't worry.
Okay.
Don't worry.
So this is where the new inventory comes in, right?
Yep.
Then here we have like 2 small pieces of brick that are like very close together, and I have to squish myself through this to be able to get to school and learn economics.
What sort of scale are we talking? Like, how big is this gap?
It's about 70 centimeters to a meter wide.
Okay,
maximum.
And like if you've got a bike as well with the handlebars, like that is
I have
not
a bike,
comfortable.
So obviously as a person it's not a big deal, but as with me carrying a bike as well, it's a big deal.
If you're taking a person in that direction, you're fine. But yeah,
and as I just zoom in a little bit to make clear, then here is where Denmark and the scenes become disgusting because they have been over in Middlecott, which is that's actually all the way over this way, right? You go to Bilka and you buy your Monster in the break or your Red Bull or whatever you want to do to survive school, right? But then you also go to McDonald's because there's also McDonald's over there. So they take a shopping cart, they throw it in this little space, they take their McDonald's trash and their fat ass and throw it right here, and no one deals with it. But I have to like push this cart around every time I go to school because I have to be able to get to school, and there's just this shopping cart filled with trash from McDonald's. And yeah, I can just draw over here if I can get a brown color. How do I get this? I've actually been wanting to complain about this for so long, honestly.
I can feel
so this is the muddy path as well. So here I become fully mudded and I become disturbing. So I can't wear my nice shoes. I can't wear nice pants. I can't look good for school because I look like an idiot who's just been carried in by the cat. And that's the end of my presentation.
This is where I become muddied and disturbing. Duckling.
And that's how I go to school every morning. Just because of this little bit of road work right here. The road work on my bicycle path right here. That's the thing. And it's been going on for 3 weeks and they don't make any progress. I am so pissed. I have been pissed for weeks. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. What are we doing again? My cat doesn't even work, man. I'm sorry, I've ruined it.
I can't even see your face. But you're just absolutely incensed.
But honestly, man, my friends know about it. I've been pissed. I'm so pissed.
What is the... how much time would you say this is adding to your journey every morning?
I could solid 1.5 minutes.
What? What? I was thinking this is like a 10-minute walk. Like you have to go around.
No. I bike in the mud. I don't want it to take 5 minutes.
You said that this ruins your day.
Of course I get money.
It's 90
Do you want to get money coming to school?
It's 90 seconds of your life, Duckling.
But they're so lazy, man. And the people of Jysk, they look at me like I'm an idiot. They look at me like, what is this kid doing? Why is he biking on this path? Like, what is this kid doing? Is he done? Like, people, they give me looks. I come in disturbing to school.
The people of Jysk look at me like I'm an idiot.
You have no idea how much it annoys me. And obviously, if it happens like once or twice, I'm okay with it. But they haven't been making any progress for a month. That is why I'm pissed. It's been a month, Middlecott. You know how many minutes that is? That is almost an hour. 45 minutes of my life has been wasted. Exactly. I'll leave it at that. That's
I'm sorry. Clearly, I didn't appreciate this issue was affecting.
I can't see what's going on stream, by the way. Yeah, still having it on Discord for the screen share.
Oh, okay. Well,
should we start talking maybe a bit of League of Legends? Get back on track in some way, in some capacity. You know, getting back on track. That's a joke because I am not on track when I'm biking because I have to go off road. Anyway.
Yeah. I think maybe talking about some League of Legends is a good idea. I'm just gonna sort of say you can see this right now.
I think. Let's talk Div 2.
Yeah, let's talk. So before we got sidetracked by what I can only describe as the mad ramblings of a Danish cyclist, we're talking about Div 2, and there was, casting my mind back, there was some discussion about now coming into week 4, we finally got some sort of stratification in the standings, right? We can finally actually see the teams that are stronger and the teams that maybe aren't so strong.
Yeah. I think we have a very good league, honestly. As I was trying to talk about before you interrupted me, I wanted me to talk about my bicycle journey. Anyway, you actually want to talk about how happy I was for being invited on the NLC Div 2, yes. Which is very kind of you. But talking League of Legends, I think our top teams are very exciting in the way that they have different play styles. We have Munster Rugby Gaming, best spot in the league. They're playing through that. It works wonders. Flung, the semi-Danish super team with some of the best Danish players you could get at this level, who are very good individually, but are trying to make it work as a team, and they have been better doing that in this past week. But as you saw in the late game today, they still have things to improve on in that regard.
Yeah.
And then you have Natives, more so the clean and controlled team that can play through every single lane. I think we have top teams with interesting stories, and then Raid starting to play well. Actually, they're just starting to play well. So yeah, it's exciting.
Looking at the games that we had today, though, started off with the boys. We won another game, Duckling. Verdant beat
You won
London
another
United.
game.
We keep
You're
winning
starting
games.
to play good.
Yeah,
but I guess that's the Danish diff, right? You got a Dane in the jungle, now you're starting to win.
Apparently that's how it works. It's our third 1-on-1 week in a row, actually. It feels like Verdant as a team, like we're finally getting to this place of stability, which I know is a little bit of a strange thing to say, and given
I think you're right.
Obviously the changes that have had to come through in terms of the
that's true. But I think you're lucky in that regard. You have a pretty good substitute jungler who has spent a whole split learning from a great coach in Vendetta on Trick, and learning from someone like Texa, who I rate as one of the best junglers in this league, or not this league, but NLC Division 1, right?
So, yeah.
This man is insane. I'm so happy I got to watch him work behind the scene for a whole split, because his work ethic, the way of taking, not the blame on himself, but being able to take that extra responsibility when no one else wants to. He's still so mechanically good. He knows what it takes to offer himself fully to a team and be able to win, the NLC. So he has learned a lot from these guys, and now he's getting the chance to translate it. And then, obviously, your former jungler now moved top laner. It's Atelier Masters winning top laner. Yeah. So he's insane up in the top lane. Like, honestly, this team doesn't really go down in a level because they lose Valkyrie. If he stays out and Handcat has to play, I don't think it hurts the team that much, because Keys is an insane top laner.
Well, we got pretty lucky there.
Exactly, you got pretty lucky.
I am just going to say, and I know that Keys has been, this role swap has been something that he's been planning, and obviously something he's committed to, and he trialled exceptionally well. But there's something about, I think today especially, there were a couple of misplays in the top side, but he seemed a bit more at home, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Of course, he needs time to adapt to the jungle, and coming back to the role that he has had success on and has played on for so many years, I think it's clear to see that he is back to what is still his most comfortable position.
Maybe that's a little bit of a honeymoon period, right? Maybe it's just like, oh, I used to do this, and it's like old habits that you had that were really like beneficial for you starting to come back. Just want to point out, I don't have any insight into sort of like the inner workings of the teams and any of the decisions being made in that regards. So stop asking me in the viewing parties what's going on. I don't know. But aside from that, we've had some other teams that, honestly, it's not been going as well for. And I think a key one of those is Lucent. After the first 2 weeks, 3-1, we had Gleedy on the after show. He was talking fairly. I think he was fairly realistic about Lucent's chances coming into the split. And since appearing on that show, they haven't actually won a game. So maybe that's a little bit of a warning sign, and maybe that should discourage people from appearing as guests on this show. But honestly, it's just not looked like stuff's been clicking for them. The drafts have been a little bit weird. I think the Soraka today was very strange. That entire Domino Lucent draft, like, I honestly don't know what was happening in it. Like it
was very weird.
It wrinkled my brain.
But first of all, I do want to say I've sent you a new link for potentially my webcam might work.
Okay.
So you can try and set that up. But I think going on Lucent, when I came onto the show and before that, they were 3-1. And then they became 3-2 Tuesday, and I came on Thursday. But what we wanted to talk about was this team that has overperformed. But it is not a specifically great team when you look at the individual players, but they have just been clicking, right? Or they were clicking. Now they're starting to lose games, but when you are watching that content, which I think Lucent actually do a very good job making content, and obviously they uploaded voice watts, and I was watching this, and they were actually, communicating well, and they were able to focus the same target and don't zoom into my face that much. That feels very uncomfortable, and I don't like it. Anyway, they were on the same page.
The cam link wasn't working, unfortunately.
Yeah, you know what? Just go with that. Anyway, though, Lucent, they were on the same page, and that was a huge buff at the start of the split, but as more teams start to figure out how they work as a unit, I think they lose a lot of that great power that they had coming into, because none of their players are particularly great in terms of their former accomplishments.
I think that's fair. It is a roster, it is an org that is one of these teams that are sort of coming up to Div 2.
Exactly, yeah.
A little bit less than maybe some of the other teams, a little bit more than others. And I think 3 and 5 a bit closer to where we expected the roster to actually be coming into the split. Obviously, streaking and then emphatically streaking the wrong way probably doesn't build as much reliability into that final placement, because there's a chance that they just keep losing. There's a chance that they turn it around and then just start winning again. And you don't really want to be a streaky team unless it's winning.
That's true.
Hopefully they.
I'll give you that.
It's not a particularly intelligent point that I've made there, Duckling, if I'm being perfectly honest.
But honestly, it makes sense, right? I think when you look at the team, the only player that I was really impressed by watching them win was Syntax. I think Syntax had some very good weeks, and he was an outstanding player. But none of the other players were really that incredible. They were just playing well as a team. And you see, Flink, they started to play together as a team. Yes, they entered their late game today, but their early game was very good against Munster Rugby Gaming, which is one of the top teams in the league. They beat Natives as well. So I think teams are just starting to figure out what their problems have been, right? And even Domino picking up a win. I can't remember against who, actually. They beat Lucent
today, yeah.
And yeah, so with teams at this level, like Domino, starting to beat them, I think Lucent needs to be kind of scared, because it is okay for that team to lose to someone like Flink, Natives, Munster Rugby. This is not a team trying to contest for the title or promotion, but I would start shaking in my boots if I start losing to Domino, OB, London United, all of these teams that we don't expect to be as high up in the table.
There definitely are levels, right? And I think the top 4 is pretty cut and dry. The bottom 6 is also pretty cut and dry as it stands right now, at least in my opinion. Ray are one of those teams that have been improving consistently.
They're really looking very good.
Currently on a 3-win streak, actually.
They are
so
strong.
hopefully they can keep that up. But another team that's on a win streak at the moment is Munster Rugby Gaming, and
that was clean.
That was clean. I really appreciate that. And I've kind of ruined that there by acknowledging you saying it was clean. But regardless,
that was very good.
We are going to be talking to their coach, Fabi, aka number 99, whose webcam also isn't working. How are you doing, mate?
Damn it, man.
Wow, that picture. Hello.
It is a very flattering
It
one.
looks pretty good, actually. You're sort of like posing there.
You look great. You look very smart.
Yeah, I look like a coach that is explaining something at that moment.
You do. I guess sort of how. I kind of want to ask you, and it's a little bit of a boring question. I apologize for it. How does it feel like to be top of the league right now?
I mean, I think since we are not really thinking about the standings in the league, other than maybe sometimes last week in the viewing party where we got sole first place, right?
Yeah, I kind of want to stop you there, Fabi, because all you seem to talk about in the viewing parties when we're together is being in sole possession of first. So,
I mean, you gotta flex with that rank, but
of course.
but like, I mean, obviously, like, you're happy after the victory, and obviously in viewing parties, I usually only come to viewing parties after our game because our game is usually in the first match on the evening. And then you can take the evening off. You can be happy about the victory, but on the next day, it goes back to work, right? And it goes back to improving, basically. So even Wednesdays, right, are pretty packed for us. So when the Wednesday or when the next morning hits, basically everybody's again in the mood. Okay, let's get back on track. Let's focus forward, and not even after today's match. Actually, I mean, sure, we were happy that we won, and there was also a lot of improvement that showed, especially in the mid game.
Yep.
But especially after such a victory, it's like, all right, tomorrow, sure, we can be happy. We got the victory. We got the dub. But tomorrow we need to fix these issues in the early game, for example, right? So let's enjoy our evening, but afterwards it goes back to work, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, it wasn't the cleanest game from yourselves. It could have gone a lot better. Fortunately, your bot lane's quite good, Fabi.
I mean, I think
I
it's
don't
not
know if
only
you've noticed that.
That bot lane is insane, man.
I mean, sure, it looks to the outside like the bot lane is doing a lot of work, but we have a weak side monster. We have Gabouche, by the way, not Gabouche, Gabroche or something like that. And Chimera, who is obviously a real crazy in-game leader. And I think it's honestly, like, even though Chimera looks like a support in this game today, he was really leading the team to victory.
Well, I mean, you talk about him looking like a support. He did actually build relatively all right on Ari, which I know there's a certain tall, dark, and handsome fellow that is quite opinionated about the Ari. 99, I was wondering if you had any sort of particular thoughts on its place in the meta right now.
I mean, I think you should for sure build Everfrost, otherwise that gem is pretty bad.
Yeah, the Everfrost is really important.
Cosmic Drive is important as well.
Cosmic Drive, yeah, cool.
Chemtech Putrifier is pretty good, actually.
So we've got our 3-item core, so it's Everfrost,
Cosmic
Putrifier, and
Cosmic Drive, yeah.
Thoughts on Dark Seal?
Actually, really bad.
Really bad.
Because you have your ultimate, and if you dash forward, you might instantly die. So items like Dark Seal or Magi's are really bad on Ari, actually.
And with the changes as well, so that you've got more of those resets. That's just more times that Chimera can go directly into the enemy team.
Yeah, that's more dashes forward, right? Yeah. So put you into danger.
Yeah,
plus, I would ever be able to get out.
I mean, I don't know what this guy is talking about. You know, that guy that is actually specifically there to flame Ari builds. I don't even know who that guy is or how that guy is called. Right?
Probably a random, right?
Probably random.
Yeah, but Ludens, Magi's. I mean, how would you build that? You just dash into enemies and die, right?
Very, very.
Yeah, what can you do?
What that's used to coming into, man.
Yeah, so
We're laughing.
the only correct item build on Ari is Everfrost, Putrifier, and Cosmic Drive. Prove me wrong, alright?
I can't get over yet the photo that is frozen. Like the cab is just so perfect sitting there explaining Ari builds.
I feel like I should trust you. You look quite authoritative. And... But it doesn't seem that way so far. Yeah.
If you see that specific name in your solo queue popping up, it's Nightmare, okay?
Yeah.
Nightmare, alright?
Okay.
You insta-lock Ari, alright? And you build this build, alright? Do it.
Oh, it's just very rude of you. But obviously today's game, up against an interesting draft from Flung and Duckling. You'll know that whenever a caster says interesting, that means they mean bad.
That means bad. That means very bad, honestly. If you say it's interesting, you are out of positive words to say.
I mean, you can always just say a draft is bad, but I think the draft of Flung is very creative, and it helps them.
That is actually a good word.
That's another one, actually. I should say
that is actually a brilliant word.
That's unfair, okay? I just wanted to say they attacked us in the early game very, very well, right?
Flung was so good in the early game. I was sitting there getting hyped, like, let's go, and I was super happy for the boys.
And then Merps came.
And then Merps came, conquered, and dominated.
And the
But Flung also entered, man. Those last team fights, I don't think Gopher hit a single target with his encore, and it hurt my eyes.
That was rough.
Yeah, you know, it's also pretty hard if you have, like, Gwen in the enemy team. You have a Gale Force.
Gwen is a disturbing champion, man.
You have
the guys had a good draft.
Yeah, I mean, I locked Gwen, so we can't lose, right? Like
you played so well. Like Munster Rugby Gaming played the late game so goddamn well.
Yeah.
I think Flung's early game was not even Division 2 level. It was probably Division 1. I thought that early game was so good. But it just all started falling apart. It just lost level so quickly.
All memes aside, I think they played in a way where they were basically disrespecting cheese that could happen. Like for them, cheese.
Okay.
Alright, so like,
how do you mean? How do you mean?
Go more in depth with that one.
I mean I can't go more in depth because it's a strategy against 1-3-1. But it's like if you play 1-3-1, you need to be aware of where enemies are, and I don't think that like I think that crushed Flung because they always just weren't aware that we could collapse on one side.
Well, so
you know,
I would. This is clearly talking about Vangstep, right?
No, I don't think it's Vangstep. I also think everybody on mid. I don't think it's specifically one player. I think this is an issue that they could figure out that would make them a very, very, very strong team, and they are already very strong, right?
Yeah.
So it makes them very scary if they just get this issue sorted, and it's a very hard issue to get sorted. So maybe they will do it, maybe they won't. Then they will be over the top, and I think they will maybe even beat everything. But if they don't, then they will have to keep working on that, right? So to speak. And I think then they will be really good.
Okay. Well, I've asked you a few questions about League of Legends. Now I kind of want to ask you a few more sort of Munster specific questions.
Oh
about
no,
sort of like the
Munster good questions.
Oh no.
So, Munster Rugby is one of 4 professional provincial rugby teams in Ireland. At number 99, can you name one of the other 3, please?
Leinster.
Oh, you're such a cunt.
That's actually a rugby team. That's actually a rugby team. Okay. I'm pretty sure that was Leinster Duckling. You familiar with any other Irish rugby teams?
I don't even know what rugby is, man. I know it's just American football for the strong men.
Whoa.
But it's without the army.
Even I know what.
No. Duckling. You have gone down. It's not American football. It's completely different.
Without the armor, right? Without the armor.
There's so much more to that. No. Right. Right, hold on. I don't know what there's a big part of me that wants to completely abandon this very, very dumb idea I had to explain to Duckling what rugby is.
But what do you expect, man? I don't watch irrelevant sports.
But you're Danish! Your entire country's irrelevant, mate!
Oh, that...
Hold on. No. You don't get to tell me that rugby is an irrelevant sport when you went on a 10-minute rant about having to take a 90-second D's tour on your cycle to school. Yeah, I know that I asked that, but I honestly didn't recognise the level of intensity that you'd be bringing in that scenario.
I just want to get back to the point because Ireland is indeed a very important country.
Yes.
Come on, man.
Yes.
Because
what does Ireland have going for it that Denmark doesn't? Can you guys play football? I thought so. We knocked you guys out of the World Cup. 4-1. 5-1 even.
There are forms of football in Ireland that you've never even heard of, Duckling.
Because it doesn't matter who gives a single. I don't know. Can I swear? A single frick. A single fuck, man. No one cares.
All right.
This is...
That broke my heart.
Duckling. I thought that you'd be bringing some...
I
don't know what I thought you'd be
like
bringing.
the Damon in chat, man. Can I even walk out of my house? I'm scared he'll find my address.
And that's coming for you.
Well, this is the issue, Duckling. You did actually draw us a map of a location very close to your house. So...
He's gonna come to you.
Exactly.
Duckling. And that's gonna come to you, and then he's gonna be the calmest person on earth to explain you rugby. And then you're gonna understand rugby, and then you're gonna say Ireland is the best fucking country ever.
So Duckling,
actually, he's gonna even, he's gonna give you a ticket to come to a game to rugby afterwards.
That's the sort of thing. That's the sort of thing he would do.
That's the sort of thing Enda would do, actually.
Have you had no exposure to rugby at all, Duckling?
I know rugby is a sport, but from what I've heard, I think many Danes just see rugby as American football without the armor.
I feel like that's a fair cop in some ways, right? Because they do look like very similar games. But the thing about
handball.
The thing about handball, actually, I know that there are two. Right? There's like Olympic handball, and then there's like an American handball. I know that.
Wait, what is American handball? I know Denmark is very good at
I know there's
handball.
like two different versions. I know that like Denmark is handball like mad.
Yeah, because we kind of did invent the sport, so.
Well, no. See, we invented football, but we're shit at it. I feel like you guys are still pretty good at handball, so I don't know what's going there.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Because no one really cares about handball. It is pretty much only the North. And then France and Spain also really care about
do you know what, actually,
all right,
that's it.
Handball give me more of these questions, Middlecott, man.
I'm sorry, number 99. I can't go through the history of Munster Rugby Club right now because I'm talking about handball with Duckling, okay?
God.
You need to understand the priorities at play here. Yeah, because
God.
Handball is actually a very exciting sport.
It's really good. Every time the Olympics rolls around, I'm like, damn, handball looks sick.
Yeah, and Egypt are actually very good at it as well.
And then I forget about handball.
Yeah, but you forget about it again. Like, obviously, every Dane does. Like, Denmark, obviously, we have like 3 different islands, right? Sjælland, Fyn, and Jylland. And Jylland isn't actually an island, it's half an island. Yeah, it's the peninsula. And Jylland very much cares about handball, but none of us really care other than them. It's like mainly them, and we're like, obviously, when Denmark is about to become world champions in something, we watch, right?
So you were complaining about rugby being irrelevant. Then you bring up handball, which isn't even relevant in half of your country. What is going on here?
I mean, in Denmark, obviously, we watch it when we become world champions, but that's pretty much it. Like, it's a good excuse to watch some sport.
That's fair enough. Fabi.
Yes.
Munster Rugby are the only Irish sides to have beaten the All Blacks. In what year? Did they beat them?
I need to actually go through all of my, history of Munster, so I can understand.
I appreciate that.
I have all of this.
You're entering your mind palace. You're looking at Thomond Park right now. You're getting in there. You're visualizing. You're walking down the terraces. You're sitting in the seat, and the answer is
exactly that, my friend. Exactly that. 20.
Oh, yeah.
I asked what year, and you've just said 20.
It's 1905.
If that is correct, man, Fabi, I will fly out to Ireland or the UK or whatever and give you a big fat kiss.
One of my other questions.
What? That's not correct?
No, it's not correct, unfortunately.
Fuck.
Hold on. No.
All right.
No, I see what you've done. Fabi. You've gone to the Wikipedia article and you've seen Munster first played the All Blacks in 1905, but then you've forgotten to read the bit after that says losing 33-0 on the occasion.
Fuck. He got me there, man. This is the
All right,
worst.
I won't watch. This is the worst attempt at academic misconduct that I have ever seen. You've not even attempted to extract the correct answer from the Wikipedia article.
Okay, I'm gonna blame this all on someone else. Milo, you are responsible for this.
Why is Milo responsible?
Your beard is responsible that I said 1905. I'm just gonna tell you, there's only Milo that can be responsible for this.
Man, what is this show? I actually can't decide if I love or hate it, but it fills a vibe.
It feels a niche. It feels a niche that apparently needs filling.
It feels a niche.
Fabi, I don't know how you're gonna look. I don't know how you're gonna look Ender in the eyes now. Ender, for those of you who don't know, is in charge of the whole of Munster. Basically.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm just gonna go, LFT tomorrow and, retire.
I'm so ready. I am so ready for Munster to release a statement going, following comments on the Verdant Aftershow.
Oh no.
About.
Oh
wow.
My god.
Do you have any other questions, Middlecott?
Well,
I'm
honestly,
just wondering. You said we would hate what you prepared, and quite clearly we do.
So I would go for it, but now that I know that Fabi is a dirty cheater.
Did you cheat, Fabi?
Yeah, no, I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't cheat.
You did.
I didn't cheat.
You went on
I didn't.
Just
I didn't go on Wikipedia.
No.
I didn't. Okay, all right. I didn't go on Wikipedia. I maybe cheated, but I didn't go on Wikipedia.
Right. Well, Fabi, regardless of that entire situation, you've still attempted to cheat, and the fact that you were bad at cheating doesn't change the fact that you attempted to cheat.
I'll give Middlecott that one.
Maybe true.
I think we should probably start talking about League of Legends again, because this is genuinely
Milo wants
giving
to talk
me...
about natives.
Milo wants us to talk about natives.
You know what, Milo? You know what this random whoever you were talking about just told me?
Yeah.
He said, "Good idea. You don't think about standings. We won't let you have it for long."
Ooh.
Oh.
Was that Sammy from Verdant?
No, it was Milo.
That doesn't sound like something Milo would say. Milo's a very respectful
Who plays
individual.
next week?
He'd never BM.
It's
he would never.
I mean, it's his fault. Whatever happens, right? Like, if we lose, it's his fault. If natives lose, it's his fault. Right? Everything is his fault.
Guys, next week, natives versus Munster Rugby Gaming.
So that's a bit of a big matchup.
That's a big banger.
First place versus second place.
And I mean, we all know who will be first after that. Natives.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
I mean, natives are kind of Danish, so I do have to side with them.
In fact, Middlecott, we are playing Verdant next week.
Oh my god, that is true.
Wait, you're playing us and natives?
Yes.
Oh dear.
It's a banger week, actually.
That is, well, look forward to going 0-2, buddy. That's all I can say.
Yikes.
Oh. But actually, genuinely, let's take a bit of time to talk about natives, because what are the other teams up there with you in terms of the standings? Obviously, you watch them play sort of week in, week out. What are your thoughts on them? Their overall level?
They are really good. I mean, every team in the league is good, but natives is just really good.
Okay.
Like, I think no matter where they fight, they are gonna win out on the fight, because they are always grouped. They are always synced up. And they always fight on this one member together. Kind of like, if you want to fight against like a castle, you're gonna, like, this is natives. Like, when there's a castle being defended, and every, like, you will try to hit from every angle, but the caster is always standing because they are together. They fight one target at a time, and they are gonna win against that one target. And I think this is natives. So they are our for sure. In my opinion, they are our strongest opponent. And they can play towards every side in early game, in late game, in mid game. They are really, really, really good.
Poor
So,
Fabi, man. Just.
But they have Milo.
There we are. We need a clip for Twitter. We need something that we can post to start a little bit of drama. Honestly, I'm pretty disgusted with you. You were just praising your opponents, talking about how strong their play has been and how much you respect them as professionals and competitors.
Look, maybe I sub in Gabroche for next week again for Gabouche, and then we might win. Gabroche for Gabouche.
Gabouche.
Gabouche. Yeah, true.
We need some more pronunciations of Gabouche. We really do.
I don't see how it's a hard name to pronounce them.
Actually, okay, hot take here. If the casters are mispronouncing it still in playoffs.
Yeah,
never mind. I don't know what to say.
I tried to threaten them. I was wondering where this would be going.
I'm literally gonna message every caster. Please, just talk about our players in a correct way.
I feel you, man. I feel you.
This week it was Mips and Gabroesh. Like, hello, please, it's not too hard. It's like the only thing that I have to say goes against the production, like that I disliked about the production so far and about the casters, because it's always Gabroesh. And
I'm pretty certain I said Gabouche.
No, not about you guys. I mean, Duckling. I'm sorry, Duckling. All right.
Sitting here with someone who was actually on the broadcast.
But I messaged Jamada twice, right? And then on the day after, Hiprain in the cast with Jamada calls Gabroche.
Hiprain, Smurf broadcast, but he actually did, mispronounce keys as well. What do you want to say that?
It's how it's spelled.
Obviously, this is how it's spelled, but and that's the thing as a caster. Player names are sometimes stupid to pronounce. Like keys, it should be Kiss, but it is keys.
Eventually, they will know it. Eventually.
Give it with time. Give them time.
Yeah, I think at playoffs they will do it. I mean, if they won't, I will message them.
I hope they also start pronouncing Flink correctly, man.
Good.
Please.
You mean Flunge?
Flung.
Flunge, right?
It is Flung. Oh yeah, mine also says teach them.
I know. Okay, I know, guys. Chill. I know.
It's about learning the Nordic way of pronouncing words, and that's just something that is very hard for the UK guys.
The dirty Anglos.
One of those UK lads. They don't know how to pronounce rulle. Rulle.
Guys, what do you actually think? What do you actually think of? What do you actually think of Domino?
Domino.
Yeah, but what do you think of Domino?
But why would you ask that question, man? That's the only game I didn't watch today.
But in general,
I think they have an exciting roster. Honestly, I think it's a low mid-tier roster, maybe mid-tier if they get it together. But I think Chris and Charlotte are exciting enough to watch.
I think that's fair. I think Domino had a couple players that I was looking to watch coming into this. I think Shaolin was one of those big ones. I think they have underperformed, at least is what I was led to believe by the other people that were doing the tier list. And honestly, it's just not looked like they've really been on the same page all too much.
But Domino, man, yeah.
But Domino. Also,
I have a lot to say about that.
I don't like that.
The thing about Domino, right?
Yeah.
Is they have pretty okay players. I think Chris and Shaolin have potential. They did well at Nordvind in spring.
Yep.
At that talent team, of course. Then summer was a bit of a blunder. They got absolutely destroyed by both Rich Gang and Bifrost, and obviously Nordvind talent wanted to at the very least be top 2. But regardless, though, the thing is, the way they play League of Legends, and I can see this, and I saw this before I even talked to Rude about our broadcast, right? But we quite clearly came to the conclusion that Domino, they chill, even if their opponents want to chill, and they want to be proactive in the early game, they chill.
Yeah.
And if the game is somewhat even at 20 to 25 minutes, they will flip everything at Baron, They either win that fight, get a 5k goal lead, close out the game, or they lose the fight, 4, 5, 6, 7k behind, and lose the game. They flip it at 20 minutes. So it's a boring 20 minutes, one exciting fight. We know the winner.
Flips ain't been going too well for them, though. Unfortunately, lower down in the standings, guys. Getting towards the end of the show now.
For real? God damn.
Yeah, I know. We've been on air for like an hour. Like, I promise you, Duckling. It goes quick when you're enjoying it. But that means that we are going to have a look at next week's schedule and see if we've got any games that speak to us pretty strongly here. Obviously, we've already touched on MRG natives. I think if anyone's going to have a match of the week, it's got to be that one.
That is the match of the week. There is no argument.
Obviously, we're going to be playing up against Munster on the Tuesday, so you guys are going to be going into that one with an extra L, which sucks for you, Fabi. But
come on, man.
You can't
be cocky at the bottom
of the standings.
But honestly, you're
3 and 5.
I mean, Middlecott, you're doing good. Like
I know I am. I'm killing this show right now.
Verdant is doing very good, and I think the very interesting games of that week are gonna be the raid games.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly, and especially the first game because Benki, as you pronounce him correctly, Benki mentioned in the interview that he wasn't going to be playing next week. Maybe he's going out skiing or with his school potentially. I don't know, school trip. I know it's this time of year that you normally do that as a Dane. He's around the same age as me, I believe, and I'm heading away to Rome for a week in a few weeks, and that might be what. Regardless of what happens, though, he will be away for the week, and I'm excited to see first of all who do they sub in. And can they then beat the Raid team? Because Raid has been performing very well. They're going up against a team that should normally beat them, but now with a substitute, can they still beat them?
Why are you going to Rome to go skiing?
No, I'm not skiing at Rome. It's just what Danes do at this time of year. And I'm wondering why. I'm starting to go on a tangent about why is he not going to appear? Why is he not going to play? We saw Bobas be away for Obi this week because he was going skiing.
I'm still... People just leave Denmark in February. What? No, I'm not getting distracted. No, this is
more distractions.
This is gonna be a whole thing.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
It's McDonald's again, and there's like a 50 centimeter gap that you need to go through if you want to leave Denmark or something.
Fuck off, mate.
Let's
just look at the games. I'm excited to see the first game of next week because can Flint with a substitute beat Raid because Raid have actually started playing good League of Legends?
No, they can't. Move on. No, yeah, I agree with you. That's going to be really cool. Honestly, the fact that Raid are on a 3-win streak kind of surprised me because they were one of the teams that I was a bit lower on coming into the split, and they sort of been scrappy.
They haven't been playing against high-tier opponents, right? They have been playing against pretty mid-tier opponents. Yeah, they've beaten OB, they've beaten Lucent, they've beaten... And then it was Domino. So I think they've beaten teams that they should be able to beat. I think this is going to be the first real test for this Raid roster, right?
They're ramping up.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I also think one very interesting game, and it might be underrated, is AAB versus Domino. Because two playstyles clash, basically. Like for viewers, that should be very interesting.
Yeah, that's actually true. I think OB are interesting.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. Orbe, sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
Orbe. Orbe are gonna they are very early game proactive, or try to be at least. And if they can make a lot of things work against Domino, I feel like Domino is kind of, backing off a lot of things for nothing basically, and they lose a lot of resources. And that way, like Orbe can maybe get a crucial lead to win against Domino. On the other side, Domino might just scale until 35 minutes and then win the game.
And flip it and win.
Yeah, so this game is going to be very interesting in my eyes.
I agree.
I do quite like what Orbe are doing. I don't think any of us really expected them to be doing as well as they are doing right now, honestly.
All things considered, you have to remember they played with a substitute jungler this week. So when they get Bobas back from skiing, they will, technically have their full roster that last time they played together went 2-0.
Why is every Dane going skiing?
It is winter holiday this week. I had the house. I'm actually alone this entire week in my house because all of my family is out skiing. My dad is out skiing. My sister is out skiing. My brother is out skiing. Welcome to Denmark. Everyone goes skiing in week 7 because that's the winter holiday.
You just called it week 7. You just called it week 7.
Yeah, no, that's what you do in Denmark. There are 52 weeks in a year, and then you say, "Oh, we're in week 8 now."
How do you always?
That's
know
not gaming. I don't always know it. I just know that in week 7 it is always winter vacation.
I mean, if I would count weeks.
I don't count weeks. My mom counts weeks.
That's so hard, man.
Don't engage with them, Fabi. Don't engage with them, Fabi. That's really cool. That's really cool, Duckling. I enjoy hearing about the fantasy country that you pretend to come from.
I hate you, Middlecott. The second I start to like you, I hate you again instantly, man. How can you keep it up? Are we going to talk more League of Legends? Because I do actually want to point out
a little bit more. Okay, so Duckling, go.
Verdant versus Munster Rugby Gaming is an exciting game as well.
Yeah.
I think Verdant, as I said before, I don't think that the roster changed. We don't know if it's permanent, of course, but I don't think it hurts them that much because Handcat is not the best jungler at this level, but he's certainly someone who can play at this level, and I'm excited to see him use what he learned last split with Tricked, right? And going up against Munster Rugby Gaming, obviously they're going to be the big favorite, but like I talked about when I was on broadcast, Verdant, not a 1-4 team back then, not a 3-5 team. This is a roster that is made to be able to compete with Flung, Munster Rugby Gaming, Lundqvist Light Side, Natives, all of these big teams, and maybe even beat all of them. So now they finally get the chance to say, okay, we've started to actually improve our gameplay. Can we now play with the big boys?
Yeah, the second round robin is going to be it's going to be going a little bit better for us than the first one did. Fabi, we are coming towards the end of the show now. Is there any sort of final things that you want to shout out or close off with?
Maybe I just shout out like two things that I want to shout out, basically.
Okay.
I want to shout out Munster Rugby Gaming, obviously, because I think so far it has been an amazing ride, and over the past half of a year, I was so happy to be in that organization, and as the careful, the most caring man ever, and he's like the most friendly man I've ever met, and probably literally if somebody is gonna talk something bad about rugby, he's gonna come to him literally and he's gonna explain it in the calmest way possible.
Lovely
He's
guy.
very
Lovely
welcome
guy.
to come to
To
Denmark.
understand it.
Please come to Denmark.
I really do like this guy. He will never like. There's never a time where he wouldn't be calm. This guy is so crazy. I don't know. Big shout out to him as well. And obviously, big shout out to my players and the staff surrounding Munster Rugby Gaming and our academy team, because all of them, they work very well together. We build a good community, and I think all of this wouldn't be possible being first place right now, being where we are right now, and having the possibility to next week or the week after lock playoffs. This would never be possible without the amazing support that we get from the academy team, from all the staff members, and one guy in specific actually, because he's not part of Munster Rugby Gaming, but Strike, who is helping us in one-on-one practice, etc. That guy has been doing an amazing job as well. So. Yeah.
Hey, well, it's great to hear, man. It's great to hear, man. There's been a fair bit of shouting today, a fair bit of raised voices, but there's all a lot of love in it, a lot of healthy competition, and yeah, I echo that sentiment completely. It seems like the whole setup that you've got going at Munster is really working well for you guys. And
actually, also one thing.
Yeah. If
something goes wrong, like our cameras, it's Milo's fault. Keep remembering that. If you lose games in solo, you just blame it on Milo. If you do not
Fabi, no, we're not doing this. No, you were really wholesome, really friendly, really nice to chat
You'll start flaming Milo.
And we're not going to end on this damn flame, okay? Thank you so much for chatting with us. We will see you later, dude.
Wait, I don't get to say goodbye.
All right.
Oh, wait, I get to say goodbye. I thought you were just
back
going
to
to
the screen. He's back to the screen. Say goodbye to him, Duckling.
Oh, goodbye now. Goodbye.
There we are.
There we go. Because that, still frame of him definitely helped.
Still frame of him.
Where do we want to end on, man? I
don't know how we really.
We've been around many places today.
We have been
in
many
terms
places.
of conversation topics.
We've squeezed through meter wide gap with the bike. We've talked about some League of Legends. You've gone to Rome to do some skiing. And
I'm not going to Rome to do skiing, man. I'm going to Rome to eat good food.
Hey, that's the truth. That's the truth.
That is the truth.
Before we end off, man, anything that you want to shout out for yourself, dude?
I want to say thank you to my mom. I think it is obviously a very normal thing to do, but at the moment, my mom is also out skiing. But I want to thank her for that one time. The first time, actually, I was in a studio doing a cast for Leagues. It was Leagues Championship Denmark. I got 15 euros for doing it. I lived in a small city an hour away. My mom, the good soul that she is, drove me all the way out to Copenhagen to do the cast, and then picked me up after, drove me back, paid for the gas, of course, because I was 15 years old. And, she said, pocket the money. You deserve it.
Aww.
I want to thank my mom and both my dad also for being very supportive of me starting my casting. I think now I'm getting in a very different tone than I normally am, but, without them making it possible for me to do this as at such a young age, I don't think I would still be casting. So thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad.
That's really lovely. Do you know what? Anyone who's watching, anyone who sees the VOD or somehow hears this, the people that are sort of in your IRL that have been sort of like supporting your esports career, go tell them thanks, because this is a strange old ecosystem that we do inhabit, and
it's a strange world.
It's a strange world, and a lot of the time it is more often than not for love. A lot of the stuff, and it wouldn't be possible without the support of the IRLs, making sure that we go to the toilet at the right time and keep bed and all that stuff. So yeah, shout out to all the dads, all the mums, all the friends, everybody who's doing all that good stuff.
Yeah.
We're going to close up the stream.
Yeah.
Here. I've
Thank
had a
you
good
for the
evening.
invite, by the way. I've enjoyed it. It's been loads of fun and loads of tilt. It's been great.
Right, well, you take care of yourself, Duckling. Bye from us here at Verdant. We will see you next week. Take care.